Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the transport sector in this country was paralyzed after the operators called for the protest in this country. So that meant there was no any vehicle, public means of transport was operating today on the road. And so, after that protest, the government realized that indeed everything was paralyzed within the day. So they called the transport sector leadership so that they can negotiate, wale watu wa matatu na uongozi wao pamoja na serikali, on how they can settle the issue. So now you see there, when the government called for negotiations, that's a good will, eh? It is positive. So this Matatu industry leadership went to sit down with the ministry in charge, yani ministry ya energy ya Opiyo Wandayi. They had a discussion. Then after that discussion, they came to a press briefing to tell Kenyans what they had discussed about, what they had agreed and what they had disagreed, what they are planning to do. The first person to speak there was CS Opiyo Wandayi. And they stated categorically that they are going to bridge the gap between the price of diesel and petrol. Surprisingly, for the first time since I was born, to see diesel selling higher than petrol in this country. But there's something Opiyo Wandayi said, that since they want to bridge the gap between diesel and petrol, kerosene price is going to go higher. Unajua walisema hawaguzi mafuta ya taa kerosene, kwa sababu hiyo ni mafuta yanatumiwa na maskini wa maskini, the poor of the poorest in the community wanatumia hiyo. So because of that, serikali ikasema hawaguzi hiyo. Leo hiyo wamekuja kuguza hiyo. Sasa tujiulize, wameamua kuguza maskini wa maskini, the poor of the poorest, by touching on what Opiyo Wandayi is suggesting. And he said that they have agreed. This discussion has also been had with the EPRA. So that means it is anonymous. The common understanding on the fuel price has been arrived at anonymously. Wamekubaliana wote. Huyo alikuwa Opiyo Wandayi. Unajua, the Matatu operators disagreed publicly with Opiyo Wandayi on camera. So, first of all, listen to Opiyo Wandayi, then the response from the Matatu operator in the same press conference.
We are going to bridge the gap between the prices of diesel and petrol. And that would mean, therefore, that the price of kerosene would have to go higher as that of diesel comes lower to bridge that gap. I must also add that EPRA was fully involved in those deliberations. And this common understanding has been arrived at unanimously.
Now, before Opiyo Wandayi finished his statement, one of the people who were in that press conference representing the transport sector jumped in, and in his remarks, he totally disagreed with Opiyo Wandayi. He was very clear that there are things we have not agreed. And it seems that before they come to this presser, they did state that they are going to communicate on what they have agreed and what they have not agreed. So the communication was that tunaenda kusema ya kwamba hatujakubaliana bado, maongezi bado yanaendelea. Hiyo ndio wenye walisema kabla Opiyo Wandayi awalete kuja kwa press. Now you see how government normally trap you. You talk, before you agree, they want to jump into a presser so that now you are standing there and they issue the statement. Then it means because you were there, so you are part of it. Huyu jamaa aliambia Opiyo Wandayi straight in his face, you are lying. We have not agreed. And this was the undressing moment for Opiyo Wandayi that forced him to go silent in that presser, totally being embarrassed for lying on what they had agreed.
There are things we did not agree here. And I believe, Bwana Chirchil, with all due respect, we did say that we are going to communicate here, clear and open, that we have not agreed, so that we carry this conversation forward. And you did state that we may have tomorrow Tuesday, we may have tomorrow Wednesday. Are we clear, members?
Yes.
We did not agree in anything. They gave us 10 according to what they are going to have a conversation with EPRA. And we did state 35 up to 30. That was the communication. With all due respect, we respect each one of us here. Yes. And that is what we want it to go out, so that to our members and to the nation, that we did not come here in anything or to set up anybody. Together with the government, we are law-abiding citizens, and we abide by the law. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
The strike is still on.
Now, I want us to continue with our final discussion, but before we do that, I have a quick and humble request. For those who are watching the channel and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. Now, when you listen to the statement from Opiyo Wandayi, in the presence of these guys, having known that they have not agreed, but they have said they will continue to negotiate tomorrow and the following day to see if they can reach an agreement. But Opiyo Wandayi just jumped with a statement. Sijui ni yake ama alipewa tu kwa sababu serikali imesema sasa ni hiyo ndio statement inafaa wasome. Opiyo Wandayi should tell us who gave him that statement that he was ready. Alipewa na nani? Ni yake binafsi aliyetayarisha ama amepewa tu na serikali ile ambaye that appointed him to serve in that capacity. With such kind of statement, it tells that this government is not serious on finding a solution to the situation that Kenyans are facing when it comes to the issue of fuel. This government is very cunning. They are not ready. They are not willing. They don't want to understand anything. But they are here just for formalities. They even call these guys to lie before them, thinking that they will keep quiet. Now you can see for the very first time, someone can come publicly and speak the reality so that it will be captured. Sio ile uongo yenye jamaa ametayarisha. Kwa hivyo kama walikuwa wamepanga maneno kuwekewa jamaa kwa mdomo, wamekataa hiyo upuzi. Saying we did not agree on this. Hatukukubaliana na kwa hili mheshimiwa. Hiyo ni wanamwambia very openly. So it tells you this government is not serious. So kama kulikuwa na maandamano yaendelee, kwa sababu hii serikali haiko tayari kutafuta suluhu la kudumu kuhusiana na mambo ya mafuta. Na Opiyo Wandayi alikuwa amesema, sio Opiyo Wandayi, John Bad alikuwa amesema kwamba mambo yatakuwa hivi for a month. So with the Opiyo Wandayi statement, it confirms what John Bad had already said. These guys are just here to make a joke. They're not serious. Na hiyo ndio serikali. Serikali ambayo imeamua hata kudanganya in the middle of a protest, just to attempt and stop the protest. Alafu tukaanza mambo ya mafuta ya paraffin, mafuta ya maskini. Tulina hatutaguza hayo, tuachie maskini anatumia hiyo. Wakati wanaguza sasa, maskini ameenda wapi? I don't know now what they will be explaining to the public.